Hello Commanders and welcome back to Baron. Today I'll be talking a little bit about the fourth Echelon, not so much about the heroes themselves or anything like that, but about the fact that I like how they decided to give us keys so that we may choose which heroes to upgrade. I know some people have opinions thinking that it's not the best choice, that it should have been maybe intel to a hero, but I'll get to that in a bit. The other part is actually about Cheops from France Legion, who was running the TCESpal that is widely used across many guilds in Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, and he's retired. He actually left the game, which makes people wonder what's going to happen to TCESpal. More on that soon. But first off, we're going to go back and talk a little about the heroes. So what I wanted to mention is that obviously in 4th Echelon you can still continue bringing Sarah Fisher up. For instance, you have Sarah Fisher here. Oh, okay, now I went in somewhere else. You have Sarah Fisher right here. You can buy intel if you want to. Otherwise you can still play in the arena, and then you can get it from the supply depot. You'll get the orbs to rank her up. But what I do like in supply depot now is the Splinter Cell. I've looked at it, and for me it's not as interesting because I already have 2 heroes max and another 2 heroes already coming up, which means the randomization of the intel won't benefit me personally as much. But I'd be happy to just keep the keys until next time, because I want to bring up Kestrel up, or maybe Archer after the rival event, depending on how it goes, and Briggs I'll probably just continue grinding in the campaign mode anyway. But that being said, we have Archer coming up as a rival event, so when he comes around, these keys we'll be able to use to rank up Archer if we want to, or we wait until the 4th Echelon or the Splinter Cell comes around the corner next time, in which case you'll have a bunch of keys to use for it, so why not? But yes, I do like that they've been giving us a lot of keys lately. I use a lot on Sarah Fisher, all of them really. The idea was to use them for Kestrel, but I did not plan that very well, so I ended up saving all the keys instead for Sarah Fisher. So she's about to be 10, she's only 70 intel away from being 10, so I'll keep doing that. But yes, I do like that they've done this, that they've added the keys, so I think it's really good. So even if you may not be able to use them now, save them then, use them next time. You can still grind and go through, you'll get the weekly rewards from doing a lot of this, because you need to do raids and you get the rewards from that, so it's a win-win. And just save the keys, use the keys for a hero down the line that you want to increase, but you know, use the keys later then. When it comes to this ore box, the Splinter Cell one, I am sure it's a really good box for a lot of people, but for me it's not that useful, as I mentioned, so that's why I'm going to be saving the keys for myself from this point onwards. I'll still do the raid because I need them, as I mentioned, for the weekly rewards, but I'll save them until later. That being said, I feel like these new heroes that they released, like Sarah Fisher, Archer, Legion, I like them. That's a good addition. And then you have Clash, so I like that. I feel like the game is going really well, and I do like the Special Forces orb because you do get a lot of heroes and you don't actually have to do a lot to get them, really. You just do the weeklies and you get them. I mean, you just have to log in and you automatically get 1 point to start working, so already by then. But I'll get more on these heroes in a later video, so for now I'll stop with this. And now onward to the second part. This part contains TCESpal. And TCESpal is a system that was designed by a member of the France Legion, the France Legion Guild. His name is Cheops, and he's been doing this since last year in early September. So it's a little over 10 months that he's been doing this project. And I started the game a few months before this, but at the time I had no idea about TCESpal. It came on to me a few months later, and since then I've been using it, and a lot of guilds out there use this system. The system is basically where you go in, you put your heroes in, and you rank them up. It helps, for instance in War Enlistment, it helps the officers to choose which heroes to use. You mark them up and you know which ones to use. It's a very useful tool. It also means that officers can keep check and make sure that players are updating their heroes, that all the information is current. So it's a very useful tool, and as I said, it's widely used. The problem now that a lot of people are worried about is that since Cheops is now quitting the game, and the information I have is that he's left the game already, he's left the guild and he's quit, so he's out. But he doesn't want TCESpal to just go away, because he feels that he would like to help the community, but he would need something back. So this is the backstory of TCESpal. This is a system that he designed himself. He spent 500 hours and more clocked that he has timed before he even launched this system. I mean, he had to find all the portraits, he had to resize the portraits, put all the all the data. He had to do a lot of work for this. I mean, he had to make an account, go in and play the game, get all the data from the heroes. I mean, this was extensive. And he did this for nothing. He did it for free because he wanted to help the community. Initially, he used it for France Legion, obviously, and it grew, and a lot of guilds have been using it since. Every time there's a patch, he has to read through the patch, see what changed, how this affects the current heroes in TCESpal, and again, update them. He needs to make sure that the skill rating is correct. He needs to make sure, for instance, now when they updated to level 70, he needed to, make sure that TCESpal could do that. He needed to raise so it could go up to 70. And of course, that changes the skill rating for each level and all the stats. So we had to do that as well, because if you go on and you look at a hero, for instance, let's take me for instance, I'll go to me and have a look. Yes, you. And then you look at the heroes. There you are. So if you look at the heroes, in my case, I'll open up Anagrimsdotter. You see all these stats. I mean, this is information that he put in by hand for each individual hero and updated it. It's a brilliant system. And I feel so bad that he has to let it go, but he doesn't truly want to. He still wants to help because he doesn't want to let us all, let us out to dry. He wants to help for as long as he can. The issue is that he runs it on a server. He's paying for it for himself from his own pocket monthly, and he puts in many hours every month. Every time there's an update, he needs to spend time to see what has changed. And I mean, we're not talking, just an hour to browse through and see what happens. We talk many days that he, after his work, he comes home, he goes through the data and update it because he likes to do it. He wants to help. But now when he's not playing the game, the incentive is not so much there anymore. He still wants to help, and he'd be willing to do it as long as people are willing to help, mostly for the cost that he has. And he's been doing this for a long time, and if you go here, I mean, you see down here, TCESpal needs your support. Please visit our sponsor at Patreon. So if you haven't already and you like the game and you want TCESpal to stay around, because there's no guarantee that Ubisoft is gonna, jump in and save him and pay him like a small salary fee to run this system for us, then we have to help ourselves. And I think that if enough people go on and become patron, I mean, you're paying $5 as the lowest as a patron to support him. I mean, $5, what's that? Like a cup of coffee once a month that you decide to give him. So you give him a cup of coffee in the terms of $5, and it helps him. He sees that people want his product. He sees that people want it. He'll keep updating it for us, even though he's not playing the game. He'll go through it and update it because he knows that we like what he did, and he spent, again, 500 hours. Damn, 500 hours, that's a long time. And that's even before the product is finished. That shows how much he liked the game and how much commitment he put into it. Which also begs me wonder what changed. But we'll never know. It's up to Cheops to tell us that when he feels and wants to. But I want TCESpal to stay around. And I personally, I'm on Patreon. I've signed up, so I'm paying him $5 every month to keep TCESpal. Because if it goes away, I really don't know what else guilds will be running or using or running with, but this is a really useful tool and I'd hate to see it go away. And I'm pretty sure that if this went away, a lot more people would also go away at the same time. That being said, we must consider that he spent a long time. So in this one, he did this. He did all this. He put in territory war so you could see, the heroes you chose, what rank they are. You can see all the heroes in back nodes. You can see back, Deuce, Doc, Gridlock, the rank that you have him for. You can see the guild. There's so many things he can do. If you're curious about a hero, like a specific player, go onto that player, click on it and have a look. But I love this system. It's a really good system and I'm really sad that this might go away. So if you wanted to stay, please guys, go to his site down here. TCESpal needs your support. Please visit our Patreon. Go to Patreon, click on this link, go there, sign up, become a supporter, help TCESpal stay around. It's only $5, guys, and if you feel like you can contribute, do it. Because if we help him, he will in return help us. Otherwise, if nobody shows any kind of support or any interest, then why should he continue doing it? It's very simple. Why should he continue doing it?